In a world where words often lose their meaning amidst noise and superficiality, some important questions arise. Can we show our worth without speaking a single word? Can we understand the value and intentions of others beyond what they say? According to ancient Stoic philosophy, the answer is a resounding yes. The Stoics believed that courage was a fundamental human quality, best demonstrated through actions rather than words. Today, I invite you to join me on a journey of personal transformation, where you will learn to recognize your worth and become a shining example to yourself and others. Stay with me until the end of this video, where you'll find valuable lessons to strengthen your plans in the face of adversity. If it's your first time on my channel, please subscribe and like the video to support my efforts in creating more content like this. In this video, we will explore how to find authenticity and understand your worth through the timeless perspective of Stoicism. Yes, Stoicism, not just about being indifferent or enduring pain, but about realizing what truly matters in life, especially in our relationships. Let's begin. Present yourself with dignity. Before you picture a Stoic as a stern, emotionless figure from the past, let me clarify. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions or being indifferent. It's about knowing where your energy should be invested. So what does it mean to present yourself with dignity in relationships? Often, we try too hard to impress others, losing ourselves in the process by dressing or speaking in a certain way to gain approval. Here's where Stoic wisdom comes in. Your dignity isn't in your clothes or the places you go, but in your actions and choices. Imagine you're in a cafe and see two people on a date. One is trying hard to impress, while the other is comfortable being themselves. Which one will leave a lasting impression? The genuine one. That's the power of presenting yourself with dignity. Stoics strive to live with integrity and self-respect. How does this apply to our modern world? It's simple. If you're passionate about something, own it. Let it shine. It's not about pretending to be someone else. It's about being comfortable and secure in your own skin, knowing you're worthy as you are. And remember to treat yourself with respect. The way you treat yourself sets the standard for how others will treat you. By respecting your time, energy, and emotions, you send a clear message. I am worthy of respect, and I expect to be treated accordingly. In relationships, it's not just about how you see yourself or what you say, but how you react and behave in various situations. Are you reacting with desperation or dignity? Are you compromising your values to fit in, or standing your ground even if it means standing alone? Perfection isn't required. We all make mistakes and have embarrassing moments. What matters is how you handle those moments. Do you crumble under pressure, or do you hold your head high and learn from the experience? Let's take a moment to consider how we can enhance our self-respect in our everyday interactions. One effective approach is to set clear and healthy boundaries in our relationships. By expressing our limits firmly yet respectfully, we can protect our emotional well-being and foster mutual respect. Another key to maintaining dignity is learning to say no to things that don't align with our values or priorities. This means turning down commitments or situations that make us uncomfortable or conflict with our principles. Doing so helps us stay true to ourselves and reinforces our self-respect. Additionally, treating others with kindness and respect in our daily interactions is crucial. Recognizing each person's humanity and showing empathy helps build genuine, meaningful relationships. When we value our own dignity, we project confidence and self-worth, which positively influences how others perceive and treat us, creating a cycle of mutual respect. Understanding your worth is vital. While you might be tired of self-esteem talks, this isn't about superficial affirmations. Stoicism offers valuable insight. It teaches us to focus on what we can control, and self-esteem is completely within our control. It's not about social media likes or external validation, but about how we perceive and value ourselves. Imagine yourself as a precious gemstone. Its worth doesn't change based on others' recognition. Even if some people don't see your value, it remains unchanged. We all face rejection and feelings of inadequacy, especially in our connected world where everyone seems to be thriving. Stoicism reminds us that our worth isn't tied to others' approval, but to our own actions and virtues. Are we kind, honest, proud of our lives? These qualities define our true worth. Stoics valued self-reflection, so take time to appreciate your deeper values and qualities. What brings you fulfillment? Whether it's compassion, resilience, or being a good listener, these traits contribute to your worth. Knowing this deeply will change how you interact in your relationships. You'll set higher standards not out of arrogance, but out of self-respect. Here's a Stoic exercise. Next time you feel belittled, instead of doubting yourself, reflect on your strengths and values. It's not about arrogance, but about recognizing your own worth. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not external events. Understand this, and you will find strength. In relationships, recognizing and appreciating our own worth is essential. Our value is not defined solely by others' perceptions, but by our own self-view. It's a daily practice of nurturing our self-esteem and inner confidence. Each day, we have the chance to affirm our worth, independent of others' opinions or judgments. Remember, we are valuable beings worthy of love and respect, simply because we believe it within ourselves. Embarking on a journey towards self-awareness and self-acceptance helps us understand that our worth isn't determined by what others think, but comes from our own essence and authenticity. Each step on this path of self-discovery brings us closer to recognizing our true value. It's a gradual process of personal growth where we learn to appreciate our strengths, virtues, and unique qualities. As we explore this inner journey, we find that our worth isn't dependent on external validation, but is rooted in our own self-perception. Knowing that our worth is something we can nurture and strengthen over time empowers us to take control of our lives and relationships. This realization frees us from the need for external approval, allowing us to live with unshakable self-esteem and confidence. Ultimately, it's about finding strength in our own worth, independent of others' recognition, and remembering that we deserve love and respect simply for being who we are. When it comes to setting boundaries, the principle of "don't tell me, show me" is crucial. It's one thing to state your boundaries, but another to enforce them through your actions. Anyone can claim they won't tolerate poor treatment, but the real test comes when faced with that situation. Do you stand firm on your boundaries or let them be crossed? Your true power lies not in what you say, but in what you do. This can be challenging, especially when emotions are involved, but remember what our Stoic friends teach us. We control our reactions. If someone crosses a line, your reaction, not your words, defines your boundaries. For example, if you value honesty and someone lies to you, how you respond shows whether you uphold your boundaries. Whether you step away or address the issue calmly and directly, your actions demonstrate that you respect yourself and expect to be treated in line with your values. Applying this approach can transform relationships. When people see you have non-negotiable boundaries and clear standards, they understand what you will and won't accept. It's about cultivating self-respect and sticking to it, not just in big situations, but in everyday moments. For instance, how you react to last-minute cancellations or being taken for granted reflects your boundaries. You communicate through calm actions and words that such behavior is unacceptable. Mindfulness goes beyond just being present. It involves deeply engaging with the here and now, observing every thought, emotion, and action. In this self-awareness journey, we question how our actions align with our boundaries and core values, ensuring that we remain true to ourselves. Self-evaluation is a continual process where we reflect on whether our actions align with our core values or if we're being swayed by outside pressures. This practice involves examining every interaction and situation, paying attention to how we react and whether we're staying true to ourselves. It's about recognizing our own boundaries, understanding when we feel comfortable or compromised, and taking steps to protect our integrity and emotional well-being. The true test of our boundaries often comes in the small moments of everyday life. It's in these seemingly minor situations where our true character shines through. Practicing mindfulness helps us stay present in each moment, be aware of how we respond to different circumstances, and make decisions with greater clarity. By doing so, we can adopt a more stoic perspective on how we set and maintain our personal boundaries. Setting boundaries isn't about being rigid or inflexible. Instead, it's about developing an inner compass guided by Stoic principles that helps us act in alignment with our values. This means not isolating ourselves from the world, but rather establishing healthy boundaries that reflect who we are and what we stand for. When we live this way, others notice. They see us as individuals who respect ourselves and expect the same respect from others. It's like sending out a signal that says, "This is who I am, and I won't compromise my values for anyone." This approach not only fosters more genuine and respectful relationships, but also boosts our self-esteem and confidence. By living according to our boundaries, we become a symbol of integrity and authenticity in a world often filled with uncertainty. Now, let's discuss limiting access. While this might seem old-fashioned or strict, it's really about recognizing and respecting your own worth. Stoicism teaches us self-discipline, not in a rigid way, but in understanding what is truly valuable and avoiding squandering it. In a world that craves instant gratification, this perspective is refreshing. In relationships, especially early ones, there's often a rush to share everything: our time, our space, our innermost thoughts. Stoicism would suggest taking a step back, as something that's always available can lose its value. If you're constantly available and always saying yes, where's the mystery and depth? To limit access in a dignified, stoic way, start with how you present yourself. Dress elegantly but modestly. It's a statement of self-respect. You're not hiding, but you're also not oversharing. Balance is key. You're more than just what others see. In our always connected world, being selective about who gets your time is powerful. It's not about playing games, but recognizing that your time is valuable and should be spent wisely. When you're with someone, be fully present. When you're not, it's okay to focus on your own life and growth. Stoicism also teaches us emotional self-control. This doesn't mean being cold or distant, but rather maintaining inner calm and not letting others drain your emotional energy. Let's be clear. I'm not suggesting you should become a cold, unfeeling person. We're all human, and connections are what enrich our lives. However, there's real value in taking things slow and building a relationship that isn't just about instant gratification. It's about creating something meaningful and lasting. Remember, setting boundaries isn't about playing games with people's feelings or manipulating situations for our benefit. Instead, it's a sign of self-respect and staying true to our values. By limiting access, we're showing through our actions, not just words, that we value ourselves and deserve the same respect from others. This means being more selective in our interactions, careful with our decisions, and moderate in our expressions. It's about finding a balance between being open and keeping a part of ourselves protected, thereby maintaining our emotional integrity and self-esteem. By following this approach, we align ourselves with the Stoics in today's dating world. We're committing to our deepest principles and setting boundaries that reflect our dignity. This makes a significant difference in how others perceive and treat us. Valuing ourselves and acting with the Stoic firmness shows the world that we deserve respect and won't compromise our integrity for fear of loneliness or rejection. Focus on actions over words. Stoicism teaches us to evaluate people based on what they do, not just what they say. We live in a world full of charming words and empty promises, especially in relationships. But the Stoics remind us to look beyond the words and pay attention to actions as they reveal the truth. It's easy for someone to say all the right things and make grand promises. But it's their actions that tell the real story. We've all experienced situations where someone's words don't match their actions, like promising to call but never doing so, or making plans and cancelling last minute. When this happens, it's a sign to stay grounded and see things clearly. Stoicism teaches us not to be swayed by words or emotions, but to be rational and discerning. If someone's actions don't align with their words, it's a red flag. This shift in focus changes how we approach relationships. Instead of getting caught up in words and promises, we start observing the details. How someone behaves under stress, whether they follow through on their commitments, and if they're genuinely present for us. When we focus on actions, we set a standard and make it clear that we're paying attention to what people do, not just what they say. People around us come to understand that simply saying sweet things isn't enough to earn a place in our lives. They need to show their worth and genuine intentions through consistent and meaningful actions. This change in perspective helps us see our relationships with greater clarity and wisdom. It allows us to distinguish between words and actions and build more genuine, meaningful connections based on trust and respect. Ultimately, it helps us cultivate healthier, more satisfying relationships where alignment between words and actions is crucial. Adopting a Stoic approach to love means being rational, observant, and wise in our relationships. It involves recognizing that actions, more than words, reveal true feelings and intentions. By embracing this philosophy, we can make more informed and conscious choices in our relationships, grounded in a deep understanding of reality and an honest appreciation of ourselves and others. Being prepared to walk away is another key concept in Stoicism. This doesn't mean leaving abruptly or insensitively, but rather understanding what we can and cannot control. One of the most significant things we can control is our choice to stay or leave a situation that isn't right for us, especially in relationships. We've all been in situations where we feel we deserve better but stay out of fear of loneliness or hope for change. The Stoic insight is that true power lies in acknowledging that staying in a situation that conflicts with our values is within our control, and we can choose differently. This doesn't mean we should abandon relationships at the first sign of trouble. Relationships require effort, commitment, and patience. It's about knowing your worth so deeply that when something doesn't align with it, you're ready to walk away. It's about having the inner strength to say, I value myself too much to settle for less than I deserve. Being prepared to walk away is an act of self-affirmation and self-compassion. It means having the clarity and inner strength to recognize when a situation or relationship doesn't align with our values and dignity. This doesn't have to be a dramatic process. Often it's a calm and conscious realization that we deserve something better. Facing the unknown can be frightening. Uncertainty can be intimidating. However, in these challenging moments, we can remember the Stoic teachings to face adversity with courage and accept that life is ever-changing. Recognizing the courage to let go of what no longer serves us is like making space for new opportunities and personal growth. It's not about clinging to a situation out of fear or need, but about consciously choosing to prioritize our own emotional well-being and happiness. By having the courage to leave behind what no longer nourishes us, we are moving towards a brighter and more fulfilling future. We are saying yes to ourselves and the possibilities that lie beyond our current situation. As we reflect on being prepared to walk away, let us remember that this act of courage and authenticity opens us up to new opportunities and experiences. It's a reminder that we deserve to live fully and have the power to create the life we want. As we enjoy our coffee and let these thoughts sink in, remember that being ready to walk away doesn't mean being cold or distant. It's about self-love and deep respect for ourselves, allowing us to uphold our boundaries and needs. By saying no to what doesn't serve us, we are ultimately saying yes to a more fulfilling and authentic life. This isn't about criticizing others, but about affirming our own worth and dignity. It's about acknowledging that we deserve relationships that respect us and help us grow personally and emotionally. By having the courage to leave behind what no longer benefits us, we're reinforcing our self-esteem and honoring our core needs. When we're prepared to walk away, we also learn to recognize what truly matters in our relationships. This helps us spot harmful or toxic patterns and make choices that support our long-term happiness and well-being. So, let's remember that being ready to move on is an act of self-love and a commitment to living a genuine and fulfilling life. It's a constant reminder that we deserve respect and consideration in all our interactions, and that we're ready to stand up for that right with confidence and resolve. Skepticism and Stoicism are closely related. Stoics aim to see things as they truly are, rather than how we might wish them to be. When it comes to love and relationships, it's natural to wonder. We've all experienced situations where someone says just the right things, making us want to believe them, even when there are red flags. This is where a healthy dose of skepticism becomes our ally. It's not about being negative or cynical. Rather, it's about being mindful, questioning, and not jumping in without giving it some thought. Imagine this. You meet someone you really like. They say all the right things, and you start imagining a future together. But it's only been a few weeks. Your inner Stoic would suggest taking things slowly. Don't rush into anything. Instead, observe if their actions align with their words and see how the relationship unfolds. This helps prevent getting lost in the excitement of romance. Skepticism isn't about interrogating the other person or doubting every action they take. It's more about being attentive, listening to their words, and watching their behavior. It's about taking the time to truly understand someone and ensuring they're consistent and genuine. The Stoics valued using logic and reason over letting emotions take over, and this is crucial in relationships. Balancing our emotions with logic can be challenging. By nurturing a bit of skepticism, we allow ourselves to assess situations more objectively and make decisions that are grounded in reality and aligned with our true needs. This way, we can distinguish between what benefits us and what might endanger our emotional well-being. Additionally, skepticism helps protect us from potential disappointments or emotional harm by not rushing into situations without proper evaluation. It's not about building walls around our hearts, but about opening doors thoughtfully and discerningly. By being a bit skeptical, we can stay attuned to our emotions while exploring new connections with a clear mind and a guarded heart. Embracing this approach aligns with the Stoic philosophy, which encourages us to accept reality, flow with life's rhythms, and approach existence with serenity and acceptance. In the realm of love, these lessons hold profound and transformative significance. Adopting a Stoic mindset means recognizing that both we and our loved ones are flawed, subject to life's ups and downs and human limitations. Rather than striving for perfection in ourselves or others, we learn to embrace imperfections as a natural part of being human. We prioritize authenticity over appearance and find beauty in vulnerability and honesty. By accepting these imperfections with empathy and compassion, we pave the way for mutual growth and genuine connection. This practice of acceptance and understanding allows us to build strong, meaningful relationships based on genuine support and connection. Rather than resisting reality, or trying to mold others to fit our desires. We adapt to the circumstances that come our way, finding peace and fulfillment in the present moment. Acceptance involves recognizing and embracing our own flaws as well as those of others. We understand that everyone has limitations and makes mistakes, and that facing challenges in relationships is part of the human experience. Instead of judging ourselves or others, we approach situations with compassion, acknowledging that everyone is doing their best with the resources they have. This perspective encourages us to empathize with others' experiences, understanding their stories, wounds, and motivations. By practicing this empathy and understanding, we strengthen our connections and build trust in our relationships. We create an environment of mutual support and unconditional acceptance, where love and connection can truly thrive. Embracing reality as it is, rather than fighting against it, helps us find a deep sense of satisfaction and fulfillment, allowing love to grow and flourish in its full splendor. In essence, Stoicism encourages us to embrace reality, finding meaning and beauty in every experience, including our relationships. By practicing acceptance, understanding, and compassion, we nurture and develop deep, lasting bonds rooted in genuine connection and unwavering support. The idea of not chasing ties deeply into everything we've discussed, especially from a Stoic perspective. Stoicism teaches us to concentrate on what we can control and to let go of what we cannot. This approach can be particularly powerful in relationships. It involves recognizing that pursuing someone who's distancing themselves is not only unproductive, but also contrary to self-respect and personal worth. Picture this. You're dating someone and everything seems great, but then distance begins to creep in. It's natural to want to chase after them to bridge that gap. But this is where Stoic wisdom comes into play. The Stoics would advise, why pursue something you can't control? What happened to your dignity, self-respect, and inner peace? Trying to hold on to someone who's pulling away is like grasping at water with your fingers. Ineffective and ultimately unsatisfying. The real challenge is having the courage to let go of what doesn't benefit us, thereby creating space for something better. It's similar to clearing away clutter to make room for clarity and renewal. Though it's tough to distance ourselves from what doesn't nurture us, it's an act of self-love and authenticity. Stoicism encourages us to remain firm in our own value. If someone is drifting away, let them go. It's not about being cold or indifferent, but about acknowledging that we can't control someone else's feelings or actions, only our own responses. It's undeniably difficult, requiring significant strength to resist the urge to chase. But it's about trusting that if someone truly wants to be with us, they will make the effort. When we stop chasing, we shift our focus to ourselves and our own lives, leading to positive changes. We attract people who are drawn to our strength and confidence. It's as if we're sending a message that says, I value myself. Let's approach relationships with a Stoic mindset, respecting ourselves and focusing on what we can control. It's about finding inner peace rather than seeking external validation. We have the power to choose our responses to the world. Remember, we are the architects of our own dignity and the guardians of our self-esteem. Embrace that power. Let's let our actions, choices, and boundaries reflect the incredible person we are. Here are some ways to show our value and acknowledge the value in others, guided by Stoic principles through our deeds rather than just our words. Courage is shown through what we do, not just what we say. By choosing not to chase after validation, we free ourselves from the emotional trap of seeking approval from others, and instead, we affirm our self-worth as something intrinsic and steadfast. This takes courage and self-awareness because it means trusting our own value regardless of how others respond or behave towards us. It's a form of personal empowerment, where we stand firm in our dignity and stop seeking validation from external relationships. By not chasing, we practice detachment, a key concept in Stoic philosophy. Detachment helps us let go of unrealistic expectations and accept things as they are, which allows us to navigate life's changes and challenges more gracefully. When we stop trying to control the outcomes of our relationships, we create space for greater freedom and inner peace, aligning more with Stoic principles of acceptance and balance. Furthermore, by choosing not to chase, we nurture self-respect and self-love. Instead of enduring the pain of pursuing someone who is withdrawing, we honor our own boundaries and emotional needs. We recognize that we deserve to be treated with respect and consideration. And this starts with stepping away from situations that don't value or support us emotionally. On the flip side, not chasing also fosters healthier relationship dynamics by giving the other person space and autonomy. We build a stronger foundation for genuine connections by not overwhelming our partner with our expectations and demands. This approach allows them to be their authentic selves, which strengthens emotional bonds and promotes a more balanced and harmonious relationship. Ultimately, practicing non-chasing means respecting each person's personal journey. We understand that everyone grows and develops at their own pace, and we honor their right to follow their own path. This mindset helps us cultivate greater compassion and empathy for others, freeing us from the pressure of trying to control the direction of our relationships. Instead, we trust in life's natural course and remain open to opportunities for growth and learning that come our way. Unconditional love is a core principle in Stoic philosophy. It's more than just loving others without expecting anything in return. It's about appreciating the inherent worth of every person, regardless of their actions or circumstances. Practicing unconditional love for ourselves means embracing our own strengths and weaknesses without harsh self-judgment or criticism. It involves developing a compassionate and accepting relationship with ourselves. When it comes to others, unconditional love is about valuing them for who they are without trying to change them or hold them to our expectations. It's not just about empathizing with their struggles, but also about accepting them as they are. By fostering this type of love, we build deeper, more harmonious connections with those around us. Supporting others isn't just about offering a sympathetic ear. It's about forming a genuine bond, actively listening, understanding their worries and providing help, even if it's uncomfortable for us. This kind of support strengthens our relationships and builds trust and respect. Unconditional support isn't just for difficult times. It's also about celebrating others' successes and sharing in their joy. This solidarity enhances our connections and reinforces our relationships. A key aspect of unconditional love is the ability to forgive and let go of grudges. This means acknowledging our own flaws and those of others, accepting that everyone makes mistakes. Forgiveness isn't about excusing harmful behavior, but about releasing ourselves from the burden of resentment. It allows us to move forward with compassion and inner peace. By embracing unconditional love and forgiveness, we improve our relationships and grow personally. Letting go of bitterness opens us up to personal development and deeper connections. Unconditional love challenges us to accept others, imperfections and all, and to remain open to reconciliation and understanding, even after we've been hurt. Forgiveness helps us let go of the past, allowing us to move forward with clarity and inner peace. By releasing resentment and bitterness, we make room for personal growth and emotional healing. It enables us to close painful chapters and open ourselves up to new experiences, opportunities for love, and genuine connections. Essentially, practicing unconditional love and forgiveness helps us build healthier, more meaningful relationships grounded in mutual acceptance, respect, and personal growth. This fosters deeper, more enriching connections with ourselves and others, leading to a fuller and more satisfying life. Avoid making another person the center of your universe. In today's world, it's easy to put others on a pedestal and lose sight of our own direction in love. By creating your own path, you'll recognize your own worth. Remember, no one can hurt you without your consent. Don't let others control your emotions or well-being. This idea serves as a powerful reminder that we are ultimately responsible for our own inner peace. In a world filled with criticism and judgment, it's crucial to remember that we control how these external opinions impact us. Taking ownership of our thoughts and feelings encourages self-reflection and authenticity. By embracing this Stoic principle, we become masters of our destiny, which enhances our self-esteem and respect, making us more valuable to others. When faced with challenges or criticism, keep in mind Marcus Aurelius's wisdom. No one can harm you without your consent. This philosophy highlights the importance of staying true to your values and principles, even in close relationships. In romantic relationships, this means ensuring that the relationship aligns with your core values. Reflect on what these values are and how they influence your daily life and relationship. For example, if honesty and trust are important to you, your relationship should be built on transparency and open communication. If mutual respect and equality matter, your interactions should reflect these principles. Aligning decisions with your values might involve making tough choices, such as setting healthy boundaries or ending a relationship that doesn't meet your standards. By living according to your values in a relationship, you set the stage for a meaningful and lasting connection. This commitment not only strengthens your personal integrity, but also fosters an environment of trust, respect, and mutual growth. When your actions align with your values, it creates a sense of authenticity and sincerity in the relationship. For instance, if loyalty is a value, you'll strive to be faithful and trustworthy. If generosity is important, you'll seek ways to support and care for your partner selflessly. This alignment between values and actions builds a genuine and strong relationship. When our partner sees us as trustworthy and principled individuals, it strengthens the trust between us. Acting in line with our values not only inspires our partner to do the same, but also fosters mutual growth and a deeper connection. Adhering to our values helps us navigate challenges and conflicts in the relationship. In tough situations, our values serve as a guide for making ethical and constructive choices, enabling us to address issues respectfully and thoughtfully without compromising our principles or reacting impulsively. Ultimately, living by our values enhances our own happiness and well-being while enriching our relationship. By building our bond on integrity and mutual respect, we create a solid and lasting connection. Being virtuous in a relationship involves more than just honesty, loyalty, compassion, and respect. It means striving to be our best selves in every aspect of our shared life. Virtue calls for deepening honesty, which goes beyond being transparent. It means being genuine in our interactions and showing up as our true selves, with both strengths and areas for growth. This fosters an environment where mutual trust can flourish, allowing both partners to grow and develop freely. Loyalty in a virtuous relationship includes not only emotional and physical fidelity, but also a steadfast commitment to supporting and being present for our partner through all circumstances. It means offering support during tough times and working together to overcome challenges. Compassion involves understanding our partner's perspectives and being empathetic to their experiences and feelings. In a relationship founded on mutual respect and virtue, we promote a climate of trust and support. This involves valuing our partner as an individual, encouraging their personal and professional growth, actively listening to their opinions and concerns, and collaborating on decisions that benefit both of us. It also means expressing gratitude and appreciation for their efforts. which strengthens the emotional bond. Ultimately, respect in a virtuous relationship is the bedrock of a strong and fulfilling partnership, where love and understanding can thrive. Practicing virtue means adhering to the highest moral and ethical standards, fostering an environment of honesty, loyalty, compassion, and mutual respect. This lays the foundation for an authentic and enduring connection. Allowing others to invest in you means recognizing your own worth and uniqueness. It's about more than just being present in someone's life. It's about becoming a meaningful and essential part of their world. True appreciation comes from effort and dedication, not from something that is easily obtained. When someone invests their time, emotions, and energy into you, it creates a stronger and more lasting bond. This shift changes your role from a passing interest to a genuinely valued presence. It's not about seeking attention or love, but showing that you are a valuable and enriching part of their lives, deserving of real and authentic interest. Allowing others to invest in you means giving them the chance to make your presence an invaluable part of their lives, something they will want to hold on to. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." This highlights that our value isn't just in existing, but in being actively sought and earned. Consider the relationship between Alexander the Great and his teacher, Aristotle. Aristotle wasn't just a tutor, but a source of crucial knowledge and strategic insights. Alexander, known for his ambition and intelligence, recognized the worth of Aristotle's teachings and committed himself to learning from them. In this video, we've explored 11 key principles for building healthy, meaningful relationships. We've learned that unconditional love, inspired by Stoic thought, encourages us to release control over things we can't change, leading to inner peace and authenticity. By aligning with our values, we not only uphold our own integrity, but also motivate our partners to do the same, fostering mutual growth and deeper understanding. Allowing others to invest in us and acknowledging our unique value helps build trust and respect, enhancing our shared experiences. Practicing virtue in a relationship means more than just being honest and loyal. It involves a commitment to personal growth and mutual support, strengthening the foundation for a lasting connection. Adopting a Stoic mindset helps us find balance, approach challenges calmly, and connect with ourselves on a deeper level, resulting in relationships that are genuine, enriching, and fulfilling. These principles shape how we interact with others and empower us to craft our own happiness and personal fulfillment. By applying them daily, we can transform our relationships and ourselves, leading to a fuller, more rewarding life. True growth comes from constant reflection and diligent practice of these principles, paving the way to a more authentic and meaningful existence. As we wrap up, I want to thank you for joining me and for your dedication throughout this video. I hope the insights shared have been both enriching and inspiring, offering you personal growth and a fresh perspective on relationships. Remember, relationships are an ongoing journey of learning and growth, with each experience, whether challenging or rewarding, contributing to our development. If you've watched until now, I invite you to share in the comments, "I am ready to apply these principles in my life." This will help us strengthen our connection and reinforce our commitment to personal and relational growth. May you embrace these principles in your daily life, fostering authentic and meaningful relationships and living with purpose in every moment. Thank you again for your presence, and I look forward to our next video.